For this top 8 feature match, we have True King Dino versus True Draco Zoo. So Jason Kwan on the left will be playing with the True King Dino versus Sam playing True Draco Zoo. Of course, they're going to die roll. What do I know about both these players? Jason was one of the top contenders at MOS2. I believe he topped the first and second one. And Sam, at the very first one, he made one very hilarious misplay. If you go back and watch some of the old MOS feature videos, you can find Sam versus Kevin. There's a funny play there. So I believe Sam is going first. Now, what do I know about this matchup? I think it could go either way. Turn 1 matters a lot as long as you didn't break. It doesn't seem like Sam breaks since he is opening with a Tenki. He's going to fetch himself either Rat, I don't know. Maybe he's even searching for a... what's that? Yeah, he's going to go for the Rat. The other option would have been the Ram. But no, he's going to get the Rat. Normal summon the Rat here. Do you want to use the effect, Sam? No. If you don't use that, usually it means you're afraid of a Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre does hurt a lot. So Hammer Kong is now getting thrown onto the Rapier. Probably just a body to use the... No, he's actually going to go straight into Broad Bow first. Okay, that sounds cool. And now he's also going to use the Rat effect. So there's no response from Jason. Sam's getting everything off. He gets his Rat. I'm not sure. You guys can tell me down in the comment section below why you would go into a Broad Bow before you would go into summoning your first Rat. I think maybe the Ogre hurts here a little more, if you ask me. Like, we're not really trying to dodge Max C anymore. So now we got Draconic Diagram. Diagram is going to pop the searched out Ram. And he's going to be adding himself a True King's Return. And Ram effect is going to summon the Rat. So basically this sets up a Zephyros play if he does play. I don't recall seeing that he runs Zephyros, so that might not be a thing. Overall, a very clean start on Sam because Jason does not have any hand traps to respond to any of these, or Jason is patiently waiting to Ghost Ogre at the proper target. So we're going to see a Laika summon, Laika summoning out the Broad Bowl. Oh, okay, so the Broad Bowl is probably just a meat shield, tribute fodder, and we're gonna get a tribute summon. So he's keeping the true Draco's heritage and sending away the Tenki. I personally would have kept the Tenki, just because I like the stats. Okay, so now we're gonna see a Daigusto Emerald. Now that we have enough tribute fodder and monster bodies in the graveyard, he's gonna activate the Daigusto Emerald, putting the Hammer Kong, the Broad Bowl, and one of the Rats back into the deck. Of course, he's probably going to turn that Laika or the Chucky Knight into a Zoodiac Trident. What does this mean for, I guess, Jason? This is a very tough board to break already because that Masterpiece is Spell Monster immune. And... well, being a dinosaur player, you technically have the capacity to run it over. Yeah, the Dryden is coming out. Yeah, Dryden coming down to lay down the law. And one back row, and with an extra back row too. This is 2 pops, potentially another negation available from Sam. This looks very tough for Jason. So losing the die roll against a True Draco Zoo player, the advantage they can generate is quite massive. You need hand traps to actually fight it. Even if you had an Ash, you might not have enough to actually deal with every single play that they can put out. Like with a Trident, obviously every play becomes a bit half-assed. So we're going to see a Fossil Dig. Is there going to be an Ash? Is there going to be anything? No! The Fossil Dig is successful. We are going to see a successful search for... of course, the best monster in the deck, Oviraptor. Soul-devouring Oviraptor. Normal summon. Effect. Effect is successful. There is no response from Sam. Sam is not burning any cards to stop any of these monsters coming out. So we're going to see a Kaiju. This Kaiju could force either the Dryden or the Masterpiece to go off. Most likely is going to kill off the Masterpiece because Masterpiece affects more things. But the thing is about a dinosaur deck is that Miscellaneousaurus is also a card that they can play. You don't want to activate things too early, because if you use a Trident and they chain Miscellaneous, well, that's too bad for you. So, okay, well, the Masterpiece has died. I'm not sure if Masterpiece is the most ideal target, because we already know that Sam does have a True King's Return. Probably that's the back row right there. And he can just revive it, so not much value coming from that Doggerman. Unless, of course, I missed something. I did not see the search switch to a True Draco's Heritage. And, well, past turn. This is very weak. On the end phase, the Dreading can pop the Oviraptor. And there will be no Miscellaneousaurus, because Miscellaneous only protects during the main phase. And we're also going to see an end phase activation of, I think that's the Revival. Is going to revive that Masterpiece. That is a lot of damage on the board. However, if that is a Torrential Tribute or anything else, that could prove to be... Actually, it doesn't even matter if it's Torrential. There is so much damage on board. There's a 32 Masterpiece. There is 3k on the board. This is lethal. It's activating an effect. So 18 with a 3250 Masterpiece. That's... that is 5k. With the Doggeran, that's 8k right there. You don't just swing for a game. Unless, of course, that could potentially be a Mirror Force. And are we seeing Sam misplay by trying to maximize value here? Not just taking the game right away? I don't know. I can't actually tell, because I don't know what's that back row. So he gets his Digusto Emerald effect off, gets the draw. Of course, Diagram can even pop the back row right now. Diagram, activate, destroy the Heritage. Oh my god. Don't do it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters. You just need to swing, man. He's activating Barrage. If he goes into a Torrential, that is going to be the most brutal misplay of the century. If that's a TT, it's gonna be sad. And I know that Jason has a Max C, so the Barrage is going through. Popping the Heritage. Okay. That is a smart move. That is a smart move. But the timing of the chain is wrong. It would have been better if you used Dragonic Diagram to actually fetch that instead. Oh, okay. Here's the Whiptail draw and the chain of the Heritage. Oh my god, it was a Torrential Tribute. That timing of Barrage would have opened a summoning window for Torrential. That was a huge misplay on Sam's part, because note that the chain link of the Heritage, True Draco's Heritage, will activate the second chain, which the Torrential Tribute can actually chain on top of. It's a summoning window. So I guess Jason caught a huge lucky break right now. And let's hope that Jason can actually recover from this, because even though he did get a mass board wipe that took lethal away, now Sam cannot use that True King's Return this turn because he needs a special summon. So the monster he summoned out basically just got wiped with it. So in other words, that was some major value. I mean, we calculated. There was lethal on that board. Jason is probably feeling really good right now. Oh my god, if that happened to me at at Nance, I would be like, this is my lucky break. This is where I come back and take the game off of this Zoo player. Now Jason, feeling very good, and Sam, still under Max C. This puts Sam in such an awkward spot. He was winning with a 5-monster board. Now he has to give the extra draw to Jason. I believe there was a Ram that was destroyed to search out a Masterpiece. Is that... I didn't see what was going on. I believe that was a Dragonic Diagram popping, and now an out of the draw. So many draws. Now draw for turn. That was about a 4-card draw from Max C. Yeah, and there's 2 baby dinosaurs in hand. Of course, if Jason did brick right here, that's going to be most unfortunate. Now, I'm not going to completely write off Sam right now, because I believe he does have, he did search with his Draconic Diagram. I think that's how he got the Trident back on board, by popping the Ram. Unless I'm wrong. I'm like, I completely lost track the moment I saw that board get wiped. I mean, anyone would, really, at this point. This is one of the scream moments. Of course, there isn't exactly a spectator ring around this, so lucky for us. Oh man, that was brutal. But there is still a Dryden on board, and not only is there Dryden on board, but there's still a True King revival. In other words, there's a body that can come back out, and there's a tribute summon available as well. And since there is a Tenki on board, that just means that well, there's going to be ammo for that masterpiece coming out. Not the one revived from graveyard. That one has no effects. Tribute summoned monsters only. Now, looking at that huge hand, there's a bunch of baby dinosaurs. Now, with a Dryden on the field, you need a miscellaneous source as soon as possible. Without a miscellaneous source, you can't really do too much. But I think Jason can get something out of this. Oh no, if you have to set and pass, I think you're gonna lose all your momentum. Are you gonna set and activate a dark hole? If you set and activate a dark hole, there we go. Set activate dark hole. This is gonna force the tribute summon of the masterpiece in hand, if he has one. He has to do it, or else there's gonna be nothing to stop the oncoming onslaught, which is a potential OTK. Because dinosaurs, we all know, is known for the OTKs, and with a set, I think that's a baby Ceratosaurus. Okay, yeah, so we are going to see that tribute summon. So here comes the Masterpiece. Masterpiece will be immune to the Dark Hole because it did tribute a spell card. Okay, so that did kill the baby Ceratosaurus. So the baby Ceratosaurus will have to summon. It's mandatory that the baby Ceratosaurus get that summon out of the deck. So we're probably going to see an Oviraptor. Oviraptor is probably going to fetch a miscellaneous source, or better yet, what's that big monster? The Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. That is also another possible target. So we're gonna see that. Of course, there is no Maxi or anything from Sam. Oh, this could have been a very one-sided game and save me some commentary time. Okay, we're gonna see an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno added to hand. See, this monster is very strong, stronger than the Masterpiece, and well, unfortunately, Masterpiece is still on the field, and it is monster immune, so we're going to have to do some work before we do get to see the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno kind of put in some damage. So, okay, now, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is getting summoned out. We're going to see a banishing of the Dogoran and the baby Ceratosaurus. There's still one dinosaur left in the graveyard. Well, with that many cards in hand, the Masterpiece can't just blow up anything at will, just because there could be oncoming threats. Now, this comeback was amazing. Oh, Dragonic Diagram! That's a lot. That's a very... Okay, so first of all, the Masterpiece is not going to gain any attacks because it is spell immune. And we're going to see a pop of... the Water True King. Oh, we're just going to start out the field. Yeah, the Water True King has been destroyed. We're going to get a search. No? What happened here? Something just happened. Okay, yes, the Water True King is being popped, so that nothing changed there, and we're gonna get a search for the Lithosagem, and of course the popped Water True King is gonna special summon in defense mode another Lithosagem. That's a lot of Lithosagem, and the Lithosagem in hand is going to be able to pop a baby Ceratosaurus. Now, the threat is still that Conductor Tyranno. Now, if beside the Conductor Tyranno we can put out another True King monster, we can run over that Masterpiece. Just because if you can put another Lithosagem onto the field, you can't pop it with Masterpiece. If you pop it with Masterpiece, another True King will be summoned out from the graveyard, and we are getting the attack boost from 2 Dragonic Diagrams. Overall, kind of a funny position that both players are in. I don't think Sam would activate anything on that Masterpiece to deal with anything in the main phase, just because Miscellaneous Source can protect everything. And we're going to see a Lithosagem popping a Fire. So yeah, it's popping a Fire True King and a Baby Ceratosaurus. And that's going to be able to re-add the Water True King back into hand, and the Baby Ceratosaurus will also trigger and summon out another monster. Possibly... what's the ideal target right now? I could technically go into a YOLO. Draco. So yeah, there's going to be the Draco. What kind of monster can we go into right now? There's a level 10. You could technically go into one of his special techs here. That is the Leo. Which would be strong. Actually, yeah, it would be strong enough to run over the Masterpiece because Masterpiece is spell immune after all. And being spell immune, it means it doesn't get the extra battle protection that comes from the field spells. Oh, so we're going to see an activation of Masterpiece. You're going to try and pop the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Does Jason have the Miscellaneous Source? It doesn't appear to be so. So losing the UTC coming up. Yeah, the UTC. Is he going to chain and pop and make something face down? But probably not. At this point, if you do chain and pop, you probably just want to put a monster on board by popping like another baby. But I don't think that's the case because Masterpiece being monster immune, it's a very threatening monster to say the least. But of course, you could go into VFD right now. If you go into VFD right now, your VFD is very, very strong. It gains 300 attack on both fronts, both Draconic Diagrams. And then that Masterpiece would get run over. Oh, okay, so we're going to see Soul Devouring Oviraptor activate his effect, popping a baby dinosaur with the Draco, and he's going to resummon another dinosaur. Are we going to see an overlay? Oh my god, there's a Flying Sea. Flying Sea has been dropped, so there's no... Oh, that is unfortunate. That is a lockdown, so the VFD play is also now shut down. The True King Lithosagem is very strong, however. It is also a True King monster, so you're adding... It's at 31, so it's stronger than the Masterpiece. Of course, you can just attack over right now. I guess it doesn't really matter, too. Note that the Soul Devouring Oviraptor summoned from the other Oviraptor's effect is supposed to be in defense mode. I think this is an overlooked due to the fact that he was going to overlay. Now he got a Flying Sea kind of put on his side of the board. So I guess he overlooked this. And I hope there isn't going to be too much impact due to that card being there. Jason, are you going to attack and run over? Are they going to be one mistake each? Oh my god. I don't think he realizes there's 2 field spells, which makes his True King Lithosagem 31. Not 28, which is a guaranteed rollover on that Masterpiece. This is why you have to read the cards. I don't think he realizes he could just swing right now. If he realizes he can swing right now, that Masterpiece is as good as dead. Of course, leaving Lithosagem on the field isn't too bad. I don't think he realizes this could be a potential misplay coming up. I mean, that Flying Sea shouldn't be a threat right now. That Flying Sea... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does recognize that that Masterpiece isn't exactly that scary. Oh no! Masterpiece! Oh, he does proceed to end phase, and that is going to give him a revival. Yeah, this game, both players, massive misplays on both fronts. Now, I have to give both these players credit. Of course, they're both very tired. 7 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Already. Not much of a break in between either, so... there's a second Masterpiece. Of course, that one's effectless. But that Masterpiece is hella strong. So these are the things that you cannot miss. Like, Jason clearly did not read Draconic Diagram's effect. It provides both players I think he... Yeah, it provides both players True King and True Draco monsters with the attack boost. Ugh. This is very brutal on my commentary. Let's be honest here. Oh man, maybe I should tell Jason after this. Oh, he'll probably see his own match online and then he'll be like, oh my god, he's probably gonna be pretty embarrassed. So normal summon a Thoroughblade. Now, see, on Jason's side, there's nothing that has any reaction, so Sam is going to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without being interrupted. I thought he had the comeback, but apparently he botched his own comeback. This could have been lethal on his own side as well. So this is gonna be funny. So we're gonna go see a Thoroughblade into Laika, into Broad Bull fetching a search. Yeah, this is... If there is a... Let's see, what's a good card right now? Ram's a pretty decent card right now. Oh, but it's a Whiptail. Whiptail has been added to hand. Flying Sea is... I guess Jason might have been locked onto doing a certain play. He could be placed on tilt because of a Flying Sea. Lithosagium, I think what we have to be careful of is that Lithos will basically require the leftmost, or the one closest to the field zone, that Masterpiece to attack it. Because that Masterpiece does not have a spell immunity, and without the spell immunity, it just makes him that much stronger. So we get one pop. I guess Sam also is considered popping them, but there's no point in popping them at this point. If you actually pop it, he's going to revive a bigger monster than you. What are your thoughts, guys, about this game? It is unfortunate that both players did make, well, an unfortunate play right there. And, oh, man. I think Sam noticed. And Sam drops a Raigeki while there's so much damage on board. Luckily for that, that does fix the game state where there is a monster that's not in the correct position. I really wish I could manage table with a judge, but like YCS, I just don't have enough manpower to do so. There's going to be one summon, and Masterpiece is going to pop the Fire True King, which will fetch the Earth True King back to hand. But this would be lethal now, wouldn't it? With the two, yeah, this is going to be lethal. I don't think you really need to attach. One of the Masterpieces is at 2950, but the second Masterpiece is at, well, 3550. And if we go swing with this is game for sure. This is well over 8,000 damage, and luckily I don't have to do too much editing on the life point counter. So Jason, had a chance for comebacks, but the game swoops right back in Sam's favor. So Sam takes the game 1. We are going into game 2. I don't know what to think about that first game. Jason, you had your opportunity. You had your comeback. It could have been yours, but now we're going to proceed to game 2. I believe Jason is going to go first. Of course, going first, let's see his ability to maximize advantage. Now, we are playing sided, so if Sam read that Jason was going to side some hate against his deck, Sam obviously has the opportunity to counter side. But if Jason bricks here, well, it's over. Oh boy. Next time when I do a match, maybe I'll have a partner to do some commentary with me. It is really hot in here, as these players kind of figure things out themselves. So we're going to see a Soul Devouring Oviraptor. It is successful. There's no Ash. Now Ash and Drone Lockbird both are very useful cards versus, I guess, True King Dinosaurs. So he's going to search out the baby. I'm hoping to see some Zolkin play here. I'm really looking forward towards some Zolkin play. So we're going to see the Lithos popping a Baby Ceratosaurus plus a Miscellaneousaurus. And we're going to see some baby-to-baby action. So baby, pop baby, summon baby. I guess he's skipping a step here, but we both know, we all know what's going on here. So he's going to pop the baby, and the baby is going to be able to fetch another summon. Luckily, there's no Max C. Like, dinosaur players are forced to take the Max C challenge just because that the Baby Ceratosaurus and the Petite Pteranodon both are, I guess, mandatory effects. So when he pops the baby, he's going to special summon a Miscellaneousaurus in defense mode, so... And there's the Draciolo. Now you can go into Trishula and then banish a card. Of course, that is a bad play. Well, you can actually rip 2 cards. If you're playing against a rogue matchup and you know that they don't have that many resources, it's there's a high potential that you can see them going to like a Trish into a Phantom Fortress to rip to make you play with 3 cards rather than your opening 5. So we're gonna see a Denlong. Denlong will be searching the 9 pillars of the Yangtze. So this sets it up so that, okay. So now that is a level 9 Denlong that's just proceeding with all the effects. Thanks to Denlong's effect to send a worm type monster, we're going to see a Zolkin. That's not an overlay, that is a Zolkin, and with the 9 pillars in hand there is a card to set. So that is a beautiful combo. I would agree, that is a very nice combo. And with the Zolkin summoned, Swanee gets summoned out. I guess, hey guys, you guys can see the combo happen right before your eyes. And set the 9 pillars. What a very intricate combo. So we're gonna see a Crystal Wing summoned out. Yeah, so in other words, we have Spell Trap negation and 2 monster effect negations potentially. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna see the banishment of 4 dinosaurs. Wow, that is crazy. So we're gonna see another Miscellaneousaurus summoned out, and most likely that's gonna overlay into the Soul-Eating Oviraptor into a Logia, which gives them 3 negations with 2 cards left in hand. That is gonna be crazy. That's insane. If you think about the number of cards that a Zoodiac player or a True Draco player needs to get off, they need 3, and now you have 3 for 3 negation. That's gonna put Sam in a very tough spot. See, these are the boards I'm talking about. So both decks are very, very scary, very threatening, especially when they go first, putting out these kinds of disastrous boards. Crystal Wing covering the monster side, we have Logia covering summonings and spells and traps, and we have a 9 paths in the back, which is the scariest of them all because that is a counter trap, which will shuffle the card back in to the deck, and then popping the Swanee. Of course, popping the Swanee will result in getting nothing back from Jason, because we don't run any more than just 1 extra Yangtze monster. But I believe this board is much more threatening than a VFD board. Like, even if you play a Kaiju, you still have to deal with 2 more negations after this, and that is a lot of pressure. And I believe none of these cards could have been... Well, there's no point in using Ghost Ogre on any of those cards, so this dodges around Ghost Ogre entirely. Sam now has to make a very careful thought about which card he wants to successfully resolve. Activating Diagram. Does he want Diagram to go through? What do you say? We're going to see an Ogre. Okay, so, well, more than just that, he has an Ogre in hand, so he has 4 cards to deal with the 6-card hand from Sam. Is Sam actually going to be able to come back from this? Well, let's hope that he did get all the way to top 8. Maybe he has something up his sleeve. Maybe he has only one thing that he really needs to get through. And it's a board wipe. Does he have a board wipe? We're going to see a normal summon of a Ram. You can negate that summon if you want, destroy it, and there's nothing to summon back. So it's okay, but if you actually let him go into the overlay... that's going to be... Well... It's still going to get negated. Once it gets a Dryden, there's no way a Dryden is actually going to be successfully landed on board at this point. Unless, of course, there's a way to deal with both the Swanee and the 9 pillars. Well, sorry, not 9 pillars, but the Evolzor Logia. If you can't deal with both of those, you can't use that Raigeki. So we're going to see a tribute summon of a Masterpiece, which is going to get negated. Summon negation successful. Yep. You cannot body shield that. Oh man, now you reveal the body shield too. But there is going to be a pop on the back row. Wow, that play actually dealt with 2 of the negations. And there's the Raigeki. What a comeback. I did not... So, that was really well played on Sam's side. Yeah, that Zolkin does not live because Zolkin's effect is not to be targeted. So it does get wiped. What a comeback! Both players now are very low on resources, and a judge was called to correct the board, so now we fix the game state. So we're gonna see a summon from Miscellaneousaurus. Even if okay, so 2 monsters, so probably gonna be a baby, definitely gonna be a baby. What am I talking about? Even if the baby just pops and leaves a Soul Devouring Oviraptor on the field, that's actually okay. But, you know, Sam did a very smart move, using 1 play to actually blow away 2 negations. Swing with the baby. And end phase, the baby will blow up thanks to Miscellaneous' effect, which will allow you to fetch another dinosaur. Now the baby is now destroyed, and we're going to see some summoning of a Soul Devouring Oviraptor. And, no, not Soul Devouring. Miscellaneous? No, he puts a Petit Pteranodon in the defense one instead. Very strange line of play. Are you really tired, or is one of your back row a Torrential Tribute? If it is a Torrential Tribute, it would make sense here. Because if it is a Torrential, that just means that upon the activation of a Torrential Tribute, this Petit Pteranodon is going to fetch you a real monster. Yeah, that's Torrential. Torrential's been activated. That was a smarter play. Oh my god! Did you forget that my body has a shield? Oh, that's not good. This was a card that was revealed to him too. So Petit Pteranodon, now this line of play is not going to be very successful. This is going to be a dead-end play now because, of course, the baby dinosaurs do not fetch monsters when they're destroyed by battle. They have to be destroyed by card effect. And the rat does send a Whiptail to the graveyard. Oh boy, so that's 15 life off of Sam for using my body as a shield. Whew. Hammer Kong. Hammer Kong. So we're gonna see some Zoo combo now. Zoo combo going all the way. This is most unfortunate. But I would say Sam earned this victory. I mean, he broke that board of triple negation plus an ogre. That's 4 ways to deal with your entire hand, and now you're making a full comeback. Now, that's why Zoodiac is so scary, because Zoodiacs only really need 1 card to play, which is that rat. You start with a rat, you're good to go. You can make your full board, make your full recovery, and being a low resource game, you don't really have to worry about hand traps anymore, because hand traps won't be a thing. So Tiger Mortar is going to reattach something. I think it's going to reattach some damage with Whiptail. Banishing, of course, the baby dinosaur is also very important because anything in the graveyard could potentially fuel a Miscellaneousaurus, and you don't want to deal with that. You don't want that recovery to happen. Now I see a Borbo in attack mode. I think Sam still has quite a bit of an extra deck, so he's not too worried there. And a Dryden has been summoned. Dryden, don't use your effective pop, but he's using the effective pop Ram. When I said don't use the effective pop, I just mean don't pop the Petit Pteranodon, because that would be foolish. And we're going to see an overlay. We're probably going to see a Digusto Emerald or a Tornado Dragon to pop the back row. If we're worried about resources, it's going to be a Digusto Emerald. And that's actually a pretty smart choice, because he only has 1 card in hand. So retrieving 3 extra deck monsters, a Broad Bull, a Chucky9, and a Tiger Mortar. Nope, he's switching off for a rat, so he wants to get an extra rat summon somewhere down the line so that he can perform more summons. Hopefully you don't draw into that rat. Jason, you must be too tired. You know, if your opponent accidentally reveals cards that they want to activate, you gotta keep in mind that they do exist. So That monster gets banished, and we're gonna see a Digestor Emerald attack for 18. Yeah, I think this duel is gonna go one way at this point. So draw and what's gonna happen? You're really low on resources. I don't think you have any miscellaneousaurus left in the graveyard, and your Zolkin is all dead, so what are you really going to come back with? You need Diagram, but there's a Trident, and especially in low resource games, Trident is the scariest monster of them all. Being only able to play 1 to 2 cards per turn, Trident can knock out one of them, therefore you're playing 1 card per turn. And usually 1 card is not enough to set up a combo. Unless, of course, you're also Zoodiac. Oh. Hashtag terraforming. Hashtag draconic diagram. Hashtag not being able to play that diagram. I know you have 3 diagrams. Fetch it, fetch it. There it is. Draconic diagram. Ha, you fool. I am Trident. I am the best monster when there's only 2 cards on the field. And the worst thing... Oh, there is a dark hole. Okay, so the diagram definitely is not going to get played because obviously you don't want to expose that diagram to future Tridents. But does he have the extra monster? He does... not have that whiptail anymore because it was attached to the Trident. Wait, no. I could be wrong on this. There could be a Zoodiac monster in Sam's hand. Yeah, I think there is one. That's the other whiptail. Sorry, the first whiptail that I mentioned was from Tiger Mortar. Now, keeping up with this is getting a bit messy. I do apologize. Apologize to all the MST.TV fans out there. So now we know how important board wipes are. See, board wipe after board wipe after board wipe. I believe there won't be another board wipe. I think that was 2 dark holes already. Oh no. Hopefully I didn't mix up one of the dark holes with the previous game. Attack for 13! The damage is real. Broad Bowl, detach. What are you gonna add? You're losing the whiptail. Better be good. Ramram's a pretty good choice. Ramram is a very good choice. The 2K defense sometimes comes up. You see a terraforming. Okay, yeah, we know where this is going. We're going to see a draconic diagram, pop the Ram into reviving some stuff out of the graveyard. And also, Masterpiece is apparently a thing too. So, is he going to add a Masterpiece, or is he going to go with a True King's Return? No, it's going to be Masterpiece. Masterpiece has been added to Sam's hand, and the graveyard is full of cards, tons of ammo. I think we're in a very, very funny spot. So Ram is going to revive a monster. Which monster is that going to be? Too bad Ram cannot revive Ram because that would be cheating. And we're going to see a Hammer Kong revival. Okay, well, there's enough tribute fodders for that Masterpiece, but there is no way he can summon it this turn because he did use a normal summon on a Whiptail. Okay, so we're going to see a Tiger Mortar. Tiger Mortar is going to probably reattach a rat? Emerald did shuffle the rats back in, so reattaching the rat will give him the extra rat summon. And was the rat going down into the graveyard right away? Or are we just going to see a Trident? Chucky9. Chucky9's probably got to put a Ram back onto the field. No, he's going to put a Whiptail. Okay, Whiptail into a Where are we going with this? Do we need that extra Whiptail? I thought that the other one would be a bit more protection, but sure, we're going to see a Whiptail. Whiptail that can reattach onto a Dryden. If you're gonna do that, wouldn't it be better to put the Dryden in attack mode? I am not too sure now. I am probably losing track of this duel. Oh, what is this? Is that an interrupted kaiju slumber? I don't think it is. I actually just got a glance of the card, and Dragonic Diagram is going to be activated. He's going to attempt to pop. Of course, it's not going to work. And I think this is it. This is going to secure the game. There's just too much recovery on Sam's side. And Sam being able to break the earlier board at the beginning of the turn, or the beginning of this game, it just means there is no way for anyone to come back. So we're going to see that Whiptail. Whiptail is sitting there. That's probably going to get turned into a Daigusto Emerald for some more recycling. And once he grinds it out, it's going to be over. Now, there has been some exchange of damage, of course. Perhaps he does have an extra deck worth of damage. Perhaps he's just going to push for game at this point. You're going to see an overlay into a Broad Bowl. Does he even have anything left to search? Yes, he does. There is a Thoroughblade. He has not performed a normal summon yet, which means that Thoroughblade will be able to get some. No, he's going to go with a Whiptail. Oh, that's a lot of damage if he does use Whiptail. But he's going to proceed to overlay instead. It's either going to be a Daigusto Emerald, or it's going to be some massive damage. Tornado Dragon's only 21. Utopia package. No, he's going to go with Tornado Dragon. Yeah, he's going for damage. Tribute Summon for the Masterpiece. Oh, I think that's game. That is game. Yeah, he's going to attack for game right there. And unfortunately for Jason, even though he put up a really, really good board in the beginning, Sam just outed it with using like a true Draco cards. Hey guys, if you guys liked that video, of course hit me up with a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. If you guys want to see more MOS5 content, from duels to deck profiles, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and they're coming right up. And this tournament was brought to us with our prizes from Imperium Duelist, so check them out as well. Until next time, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.